On December 3rd, the women's basketball team hosted their annual Project Providence, a great event that invites area grade schools to bring their students to Alumni Hall to learn about fitness and wellness tips. The students participate in games and challenges while members of the team cheer them on. After a break for lunch, the students are then treated to an exciting Friars game. As for the game itself, the Friars squared off against Big East rival Villanova for their first in-conference game. In a little bit of foreshadowing, Tori Rule was honored before the game as she became the 32nd player in program history to reach 1,000 points in her career. Despite the celebration, the Friars came out against a red-hot Wildcats team that was launching threes, hitting 5 big three-pointers on their way to a 17-point lead in the opening 20 minutes and remaining up by 12 at the end of the first half. In the second half, Tori Rule added to her record books as she led the Friars with 22 points, leading the team to an improbable comeback. With the game tied with under a minute to go, Rule drove to the basket with 1.4 seconds left to win the game as the Friars got the win in front of a raucous crowd in Alumni Hall. Friar Hoop Scoop's Chris Fama caught up with her after her big day.
And here's the star of the show that you just saw, Tori Rule, the senior guard. Tori, this is probably long overdue because we should have done this right after you eclipsed the 1,000-point plateau. Congratulations on that outstanding achievement. Did it against Virginia Tech. And then when you come home the very next game, you get honored for that and just go plumb off. And you beat Villanova with that last-second free throw. Rather, with that field goal. What's it like going to the basket? What's going through your mind?
Clock was running down, just needed to score, really trying to go for the win. Everyone was rattled, the energy was really high. I kind of just fed off that, and I got a good look to the basket once she jumped out to my left.
It was an amazing shot with your body falling away, and as far as the moment, it couldn't have been any more exciting. Is that the most exhilarating thing that's happened to you as a collegiate basketball player?
Yeah, I would have to say yes. It was great. You know, my teammates was rowdy. I was afraid we were going to get attacked. They almost rushed the court before the clock even went off, so it was really fun to be a part of.
Yeah, it was great for me, and I've seen a lot of games and a lot of great moments with this program. Last question for you. I say it every few games, where you look back to your statistics your freshman year, you scored 31 points. I know you knew you were capable of this. What do you think about the other people who are like, that girl's a 1,000-point scorer now?
I don't know. You know, I'm just here to really play for my teammates. Whatever they think about me, you know, I just take it day by day as a challenge, and I'm just here to get better.
Better. Sky's the limit right now because you've been playing terrific basketball all season and for the last 3 seasons. Congratulations again on the milestone and for that outstanding.
Thank you.
Tori Rule on the Hoop Scoop.
The Friars went on to have a 3-4 record for the month of December, with wins over UMass Lowell and Duquesne. Against the Riverhawks, Sarah Beal collected 17 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals on her way to leading the team to the 12-point win at Alumni Hall on December 6th. Junior Evia Scola chipped in with 14 points of her own. The Friars also out-rebounded the Riverhawks with a 41-27 advantage on the boards, grabbing 20 offensive rebounds as well. Against Duquesne, it was senior Alexis Harris's time to shine at Alumni on the 21st, as she went 8 for 10 from the field on her way to 19 points. The Friars went from down 6 to up by as many as 20 points in the second half. Beal added 10 points to the cause as the Friars shot 41% from the field. And we're joined now by Caitlin O'Malley, the Assistant Director of Student Athlete Services. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
So what exactly is your role with the student athletes and all the teams here on campus, specifically with the women's basketball team?
Well, I am the Assistant Director of Student Athlete Services, like you mentioned, so I oversee the day-to-day responsibilities of the office, but specifically I work with the women's basketball team, helping them with all sorts of their academic journey, really, whether it's time management, coordination of their schedules, just overall academic support.
And on a daily basis, what are some of the services that you and your team provide for some of these student athletes?
Yeah, we're really fortunate at Providence to have so many resources available for our student athletes. We, whether it's content-based tutoring. We have over 60 tutors in the Office of Academic Services. We have the Writing Center. We have an online Write site where student athletes can submit their papers. And we also do individual meetings where we work on various skills, time management, study skills, anything that will help prepare them to be successful in the classroom.
Well, I'm sure I could always use the help on time management, of course, and always putting things off last second.
We can work on it later, yeah.
Exactly. Well, building off some of that, what are some of the challenges you see you being a former college basketball player yourself, what are some of the challenges that you saw when you played that you kind of help with some of these players today?
Yeah, I always tell my students I have gone through my freshman year now like 1,000 times in this position, so I've seen a lot of the challenges that they'll face, and really there's two main things. The first is a transition from being a high school student to being a college student while you're also trying to transition to be a college athlete. Everything just steps up a notch. So you need to develop different skills, and one of the major skills is time management. How do we manage all of these things and still be great students and great athletes? How is it possible? So we work really hard to develop those school skills, work on our planners, really make sure we're planning ahead and we're not doing things last minute. And that's a skill, and it takes time to develop. And our hope is that after your freshman year, we've worked closely together and you have those skills to take it to your academics to the next level on your own, that you no longer need us. We're always there, but we want you to develop the skills yourself so that you can be a self-sufficient, great student.
Well, you do a lot of great work. We appreciate it here. Caitlin O'Malley, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, let's send it to Chris.
Thank you very much, Nick. We are back at the Hoop Scoop on the road, as we like to do it. We are in Indianapolis before the game with Butler, and we're joined by the Renaissance lady, Annie Russian. I'm thrilled to have this conversation with a volleyball star, with a basketball player, and with a very intriguing person who likes to strum the guitar. Let me ask you first something I've always wondered. It's difficult enough, the regimen of being a Division I athlete in one sport. Why choose basketball? Why put yourself through it?
I mean, I've always played basketball, coupled with volleyball growing up, and then I had to make a tough decision to choose volleyball over basketball. But then my sophomore year, with the change in coaching staff, I saw an opportunity and I had to jump at it, and I'm so happy I did.
How difficult is it to balance the workload of being an athlete and your course load of being a student?
It's not too difficult. I think I prefer it. I like to have the stress. It makes me more organized and make sure I get everything done so I can stay on top of everything.
Says the double major who wants to go into a field which isn't even part of your course of studies. How has Friartown prepared you for leaping forward into a sociology?
Just so much. The professors, the coursework, even my teammates. I did a research project this past fall where I got to use some observations from being a student athlete to help me get through it, and it's just been awesome.
You come from Texas, you end up in the Northeast. Worth it?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's awesome to see the difference. I didn't even realize that there would be such a huge difference in just like the culture and the people and the climate for sure. But yeah, I love it.
Climate aside, I feel the exact same way. That's Annie Russian. We're in the Hoop Scoop, and we'll be back with Coach RF. As promised, we are back with the Hoop Scoop, joined by Coach Susan Robinson-Fruchtl. My name is Chris Farmer. We are in Indianapolis. Coach, you are fully embarked now in the Big East season. 1-1, how important was it to get that first win against Villanova in the opener?
Well, going into any conference game, it's big time to get that win, and especially when it's your first one. It's a momentum builder, a confidence builder, against a tough Villanova team that has a veteran coach and has, kind of handled us a little bit, especially last year. We had some close games, but they beat us both games. Really important to get off on the right foot, and I think going into St. John's, we were pretty confident and well prepared, and it was a really good game for most of the time, and so we have to take the good from that and move forward to the game on Friday.
You have a very young team outside of Tori and Lex, and they get it, and Evie's experience now, but the core of your team is very young. How important were those two games to really understand the Big East atmosphere? Because you play in a loud gym and pull out a squeaker, which happens, but then you play in a game where you're right in it, and then another team is just that much better.
Yeah, and it's a learning experience for our freshmen and even our sophomores still, really. I think always conference play, especially when you play each other twice, as we do. You get to know each other extremely well. Every weakness is exposed, both from an individual player basis and the team, basis. So on both sides, and that's a good thing. And for us, as we're trying to prepare them, okay, you have to make this player go left. You have to force her to shoot the ball, and they're going to do this to you. So it's a big learning experience. It gets more physical.
Yes.
It gets more physical in play, I think, and you have to really fight and scrap for everything you get.
Annie Russian, does she or does she not embody what a student athlete should be?
She really does, and I think she embodies what a PC student athlete is and should be. Annie is a joy to be around. She just brings a higher level of enthusiasm every day, no matter what the situation. That's just her personality, her nature. Those kind of people you want to be around, no matter what the situation is, because she makes you laugh in a good way, and she's also very thoughtful. She's very thoughtful and very intelligent person, and she kind of gets the whole picture of life. And I think it's a good thing when she joins our team.
Couldn't agree more. I think we should make these bi-monthly. I'm enjoying these, Coach. It's the Hoop Scoop. Back to you, Nick.
Thanks, Chris. The Friars are hitting the road in their first 3 games in 2015 as they make their way to the Midwest to play Butler in Indiana, then drive about 2 hours down I-74 to play Xavier before heading back east to play Georgetown on the 9th. The Friars make their 2015 Alumni Hall debut on January 11th versus Seton Hall at 1 p.m. Later that week, on Friday the 16th, the Friars welcome Creighton into Alumni Hall at 8 p.m. That game will be televised on Fox Sports 1. For the rest of the month, the Friars go on the road for a pair of games before ending January at home against Butler at 7 p.m.
Hey, Friar fans, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next month, and as always, go Friars!
And before this episode is over, we leave you with a musical performance. Take it away, ladies.
Happiness.